highways. Next one we'll see is rail transport. Transportation of goods and people through train is called rail transport. It is the most dependable means of transport to carry goods and passengers across the long distance. Rail transport is available throughout the country except some hilly and village areas. In India, there are two types of trains like passenger train and goods train. Now, which type of trains are called as passenger train? We see nowadays when we travel from one place to another, in which peoples are traveling and limited goods are being traveled. Such trains are called as passenger trains. Goods trains are the only trains are only used for transporting the goods from one place to another. What is the advantage of rail transport than road transport? In road transport, we cannot carry a big amount of loads, but in rail transport we can carry more goods. Both passenger trains and good trains are driven by engines that either run on diesel or electricity power. The first train in India covered a distance of about 34 kilometers between Mumbai and Thane in 1853. In 1853, the first train came to India. Today, train mainly run on electricity. Now, as we know, the development in the rail route also has increased. Earlier, it was steam engine, which was mostly run on coal. Now see, the steam engine was invented by George Stephenson in 1804. Its speed was about 50 kilometers per hour. Today, engine travel at the speed of 100 kilometers per hour. The first electric train in India was the Deccan Queen. It was introduced in 1929 between Bombay and Pune. What are the advantages of rail transport? It is a convenient means of transport for traveling long distance. It is faster than road transport as there is no traffic in between the rail route. It can be said as the fastest transportation system. It is suitable for carrying heavy loads in the large quantity across the long distance. It is less affected by bad weather like rain, fog, etc. There are also local trains or metro trains in big cities like Kolkata, Delhi. We can see today in Bombay, local trains are running on throughout the city. Indian Railway is the biggest organization in India, employing over millions of people. Next is water transport. It is the movement of goods and passengers on the way by means of transport. Now, this water transport is mostly running on the waterways, such as boats, yachts, ships, steamers. With the help of these goods and peoples are taken to different places, both within and outside the country. But water transport is slow compared to air and land transport. It is the movement of goods and passengers on waterway by means of transport such as boats, yachts, ships, steamers. With the help of these goods and peoples are taken to the different places, both within and outside the country. But water transport is slower compared to air transport and land transport. Now, there are two kinds of water transport. One is land water transport, next is ocean water transport. What is the difference between land water transport and ocean water transport. Now in land water transport, it is limited to rivers, canal routes where only boats, canoes and steamers are used to carry the goods and people. Whereas in ocean transport, it is an ocean which has fixed route. It helps in boosting international trade, and it refers to the movement of goods and passengers with the help of ships across the ocean. Now as we can see, the size of the ships are bigger, which cannot be used in rivers and canals, and steamers are comparatively smaller, which will be used only in the rivers and canals. What are the advantages of water transport? It is a good means of transport for shipping heavy loads. Now you can take the example of our oil. The crude oil which is brought from the different countries is brought by ocean route, and we use big ships. It is quite safe, and chances of accident are very less, as very less ships are traveling in the ocean. Accident, we cannot say that the percentage of accident is very less. The cost of maintenance and maintaining and constructing these routes is very low. Here we don't have to construct any roadways or railways to transport. It promotes international trade. How can we say that it is an international promotion for trade? We know that the world is covered with water. Now if I want to travel from one country to another country, I'll have to travel by two ways, either by airway or by waterway. I cannot build a road over there. So as it is cheaper, it promotes the international trade. Water transport plays a vital role in our country. Now these are over 140 ships companies in India. Means there are nearly 140 companies who are doing the business. Next and the last one is air transport. It is a movement of goods and people using different aircrafts like passenger aircraft and helicopters. Advantages of air transport. It is the fastest means of transport. It is very useful in transporting goods and people to the areas not accessible by other means. It is the most convenient mean of transport during war or floods. You might have heard that airlift. Airlift is done with the help of air transport. Air transport promotes international tourism, as well as from so many foreign countries can visit India only by the means of transport. It provides a vital support to national security and defense. Which are the ways by which we can travel? We have seen. Now we will see which machines are used in air transport. One is aeroplane, next is jet planes, and the third is helicopter. Depending upon the requirement of the situation, they can use this three transport. A jet mostly is used for Air Force, where we can use for our security purpose. Aeroplanes are commercial as well as private. Helicopters. Most of the time helicopters are used for rescue operations, and wherever we require the airlift, we will use these helicopters.